Hello and welcome to my first FL Studio tutorial. This is a tutorial for complete beginners. In this tutorial we're gonna make a complete overview about how to root and set up everything, then save it as a template so we can work way faster with our beats. So let's start. We're gonna start with a channel rack. In the channel rack we put the sounds over here, the drums. If we right click here and insert, we can put the instruments. Then with control drag we select all the channels, and in this area we can choose a color, a gradient color, so it looks nice. Then after this all with the channel rack, pretty simple. Let's go to the playlist. In the playlist, let's say for example we got a kick in pattern 1 and a snare in pattern 2. So here we rename it, put the name kick, sorry, here snare, we can also choose colors, we got the option to choose icons. So we don't want to forget to select this option, log to content. This option will make that every time you click over here you gonna play a snare loop, and every time you click over here, if we log to content over here, you're gonna put a kick loop, so you don't get confused. Okay, that's all for the channels here. I like to put some time markers for the range over here in this area. Time markers, add one, intro for example, and then the others we can put it over here, right click, add markers, verse, etc., and move them if you want to move them for every track. Okay, that's all for the playlist, pretty simple. Let's go to the mixer area when we're gonna talk a little bit about the routing too. So first of all, go to the channel rack, with control drag select all the channels, yeah, so you can link it to the mixer channels, all the drums, sorry, so you can link them to the mixer channels, so are selected here. Let's go to the insert one, right click, channel routing, route selected channels starting from this track. So here are all the channels we got over here, gonna be routed automatically over here. So if we want to make a group, a bus, a drums group for example, a drum bus, let's say insert 4, we want to be the drum bus, right click. First of all, I like to choose the option separator, so it separates this channel graphically from the others. Select a color icon, let's put drum mix for example, pretty nice, drum mix with a icon, it shows that it's a bus, it's about routing. So okay, for example, no, let's go to the snare. For example, we want the signal of the snare to go to the drum mix and then to the master. Now, as we see, the signal of the snare is automatically going to the master. We unlink it from the master with a left click, then we link it to the drum mix, drum bus, and so now the signal is going from here, this channel, to the drum bus, and then from the drum bus it's going to the master. If we do this, we're gonna have two signals of the same thing, so we don't want this. So now we got the snare in the drum mix. We can put the kick too, and this other snare too. So all these channels now, all the signals of these channels are going to this one channel, and then this one is connected to the master. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain you the sense. The sense, when we put the effects like reverb or delay, are similar to the groups. Um, Technically, in Fruity Loop Studio, you can choose every channel to be whatever you want to be: a send, a group, a simple channel, everything. So now let's say, for example, we want this channel over here to be our send for reverb. Let's rename it, put the name reverb, change the color, let's make an icon. Bah. No, we don't need the icon. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now we got this channel here. Let's put a reverb over here. Fruity reverb. Here it is. Don't forget to put the wet to the max and the dry to the minimum, because the dry is a dry signal, which it's the original signal, so you don't need it twice. So now we got a reverb over here, a wet signal of reverb. Let's go to the snare. Let's say, for example, we want a reverb to the snare. Link the signal of the snare with the reverb and choose your amount of reverb. In this case, we don't want it to unlink with the master, because this signal over here is not the same with this. This is a dry signal, and in the reverb it's going only the wet signal. If we got dry over here, then we will have two signals of this snare, because it's this dry signal over here which is going to the master, and this dry signal in the reverb. If we put this to 0, then we only hear the wet signal. Let's make an example. Here is a reverb only with a wet signal. Now we have one signal of dry snare over here and the wet snare over here on the reverb. If we add the dry snare over here, you can listen that we have two signals of the same, because the volume is doubled. So don't forget to put the dry on 0. And that's it for the sense. So now it's time to save our template. Let's go to File, Save As, and you have to find the Fruity Loop Studio folder when you got installed the files, and in the data folder, projects, templates, one of the folders, for example minimal, create a new folder, tutorial 2 for example, and inside this folder save your template. Now close Fruity Loop Studio and open it again, and in File, New from Template, Minimal, here we got our template saved. We can open it, and now if we close Fruity and open it again, it will automatically open our template. So every time we open Fruity Loops, uh, it will open with your template, so you can work faster and will improve your. So now every time you open Fruity Loops, it will open with your template, so you can improve your workflow, work faster and better. And that's all for this time, guys. Thank you all for watching my tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, and peace.